The 5 smart replies that shut anyone up don't begin with a clever tongue, but with the terrifying silence of a man who no longer needs to be heard. Look around you. The world is currently divided into 2 types of men. On one side, you have the reactive noisemaker. This is the guy who feels a physical twitch in his chest the moment he is insulted. He is a puppet, and his strings are pulled by anyone with a loud voice or a sharp comment. He interrupts, he explains himself. He shouts to be right, and he spends his vital energy trying to win arguments with people he doesn't even respect. He is a servant to the emotions of others, a beggar for validation, and a man whose presence has no weight because his mouth is always open. On the other side, there is the sovereign. This man is the silent roar. When he is provoked, the temperature in the room drops. He doesn't chase validation, and he doesn't perform for an audience. He knows that the moment you react emotionally to an ant, you become the ant's equal. Most men are losing the war for respect because they are too available with their words. They think being smart means having a witty comeback. It doesn't. Being smart means having frame control. Today, I am going to reveal the 5 protocols that shift the power dynamic in any room. If you are tired of being the emotional janitor cleaning up messes you didn't start, listen closely. The throne of your own mind is currently empty. It is time to sit on it. To understand true power, you must contemplate the mountain. When a storm rolls in, the mist tries to swallow the mountain. The wind screams against the peaks, and the rain attempts to wash away the stone. The mist is loud and chaotic, but it has no substance. The mountain doesn't argue with the mist. It doesn't defend its right to exist or explain its height to the clouds. It simply stays. Eventually, the mist exhausts itself and vanishes while the mountain remains unchanged. You must become the mountain. Most men act like the mist, reactive and easily blown away. You will act like the stone. By implementing these 5 protocols, you are re-establishing a natural law. The centered man is the one who commands the reality of the room. The modern world has set a psychological trap for you. Society wants you reactive, because a reactive man is predictable and easy to control. They've convinced you that silence is weakness, when in reality, silence is the ultimate display of elite discipline. Every time you explain yourself to someone who doesn't respect you, you are funding the funeral of your own dignity. You are telling the world that your self-worth is up for debate. We are breaking that loop today. First, the vacuum of silence. When someone raises their voice, the biological urge in most men is to match that volume. This is a mistake. Shouting is the sound of a man losing his grip on the situation. It is a defensive move disguised as aggression. You will instead implement the vacuum of silence. When the other person escalates, you will do the opposite. You will lower your volume until they have to lean in to hear you. Do not explain why you aren't shouting. Simply speak at a near whisper. This creates a psychological vacuum that pulls the air out of their lungs. You aren't asking them to quiet down. You are forcing them to adjust to your frequency if they want the conversation to continue. By refusing to join their noise, you move from being a participant in their chaos to being the anchor of the interaction. You are the one setting the pace. If they want to be heard, they must come down to your level. Second, the mirror of the sage. Most men lose the game of respect because they take insults at face value. They get defensive, and defensiveness is the ultimate admission of guilt. When you defend yourself against an insult, you are implicitly agreeing that the insult has enough merit to be debated. Instead, you will use the mirror of the sage. When someone attempts to belittle you or uses sarcasm to undermine your authority, do not respond with words. Not yet. Give them a silent, 3-second look of objective observation. Do not look at them with anger. Anger is a reaction. Look at them as if they are a curious biological specimen you are studying. High-value men don't diagnose people out loud. They observe and conclude internally. After the 3 seconds of silence, simply say, "Interesting." This one word, delivered with zero emotional heat, signals that their disrespect hasn't even reached your inner citadel. You have turned the insult back on the speaker without ever having to defend yourself. It remains their burden, their projection, and their insecurity. Third, the price of admission. The biggest mistake men make in conflict is negotiating for respect. The moment you say, "I'll talk to you when you're being respectful," you're asking for permission to be treated well. You're acting like a negotiator, and a negotiator can be low-balled. A sovereign does not negotiate. He states the law. You will use the protocol. I don't engage with noise. This isn't a request, it is a boundary. If the disrespect continues, you do not argue about the boundary, you enforce it. You physically leave the space without another word. This removes the negotiation entirely. You are making respect the price of admission to your presence. Your time and your energy are high-value assets. If they can't pay the price, the show is over. They lose access to you. This is the ultimate form of self-respect. Fourth, the finality of the void. Many men try to end a conversation as a threat to get the other person to chase them. They say, "I'm done talking to you," but then they stand there, waiting for the other person to apologize. This is a bluff, and people can smell it. It shows you are still hooked into their emotional web. You will instead use the finality of the void. When a conversation has reached a point of zero value, do not announce your exit with drama. You simply state, "We are done here." Then you immediately shift your attention. Pick up a book. Check your watch. Start a conversation with someone else. This is an executive decision. By displacing your attention immediately, you are reclaiming your most valuable currency. You aren't walking away in anger. You are moving away in indifference. The person in front of you has effectively been deleted from your reality. Indifference is far more powerful than anger, because anger requires energy, and you no longer wish to spend yours on them. Fifth, the sovereignty of the mind. In the modern validation loop, we feel a desperate need to convince people why they are wrong. We want them to understand our perspective. This is a trap for your ego. You are trying to control someone else's mind, which is a battle you will always lose. Instead, maintain the sovereignty of the mind. When someone presents a toxic view or a direct challenge to your worldview, you do not need to validate them with a long explanation. You do not even need to say, "I respect your view." A sovereign mind doesn't need to validate a wrong opinion just to keep the peace. Simply say, "Perhaps," or "You are entitled to that opinion." Then stop talking. This is a closed loop. You aren't agreeing, you aren't fighting, and you aren't explaining. You are simply acknowledging their right to be wrong. It leaves them with no hook to grab and no ground to gain. You have protected the borders of your mind, and you have saved your energy for things that actually matter. Understand this. The words are only 10% of the protocol. If you use these replies while your hands are shaking or your heart is racing, the world will see right through you. You must master the sovereign frame. First, the diaphragm command. Stop speaking from your throat. That is the thin, shrill voice of a boy looking for approval. Speak from your chest. The sound must be heavy, slow, and grounded. When you speak, the room should feel the weight of the air change. Second, the tactical blackout. Your greatest weapon isn't the reply, it's the pause before the reply. A high-value man is never in a rush to defend himself because he knows his value isn't actually under attack. The pause shows that you are the one processing the world, not the world processing you. Finally, emotional zero. If your face shows anger, you have lost. If your face shows a smirk or sarcasm, you have lost. Your face must be like marble, cold, timeless, and indifferent to the weather. You are the mountain. The mist does not move the stone. This video isn't actually about the people who try to provoke you. These 5 protocols aren't weapons to win arguments. They are tools to win yourself back. Because the moment you truly stop caring whether the world values your voice is the exact moment your voice becomes truly valuable. The universe does not reward those who beg for respect. It rewards those who are solid enough to walk away from the table when respect is no longer being served. You are not a servant to the validation of others. You are the architect of your own peace. If this perspective shifted something in your internal architecture today, then you are where you belong. We are building a community of men who prefer the cold truth over warm lies. Join the movement. Hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Like this video if you are ready to stop being a puppet and start being the mountain.